All right, what's going on, guys? Morning. How's it going? Everybody's all right. Hopefully, everyone doing well. It's YB Trading here. I'm here with another video about pre-market watch list scans, whatever you want to call it. And this is the watch list for Tuesday, 16th November, 2021. Let's get to it. So I've got my watch list on the top left here, guys. We're gonna go from the top to bottom here. First of all, I want to talk about SPY. Right, so SPY has been overextended slightly. This is my daily chart on the left, by the way. Let's have a stretch on that. So daily, if you look at the daily chart, that's your typical move on the SPY. It just moves up, pulls back, moves up, pulls back, moves up, pulls back, right? What you've seen here is quite a bit of a different price action. So it's overextension, no pullback at all. I mean, for this kind of move, I expected a little bit of a bigger pullback, and I still stand by that because this pullback is a little bit too soft, too short for me for this kind of move. Now, I'm not saying it has to do that, but chances are it might. So I'm keeping an eye on this SPY at the moment. I think in between the highs and recent lows here, it might play around a little bit before it starts to decide to go for another pullback or take out the highs, or congest a little bit more here. But I don't think there would be quite a bit of a trending style market on SPY. As you saw yesterday, was quite choppy, and I did mention that I don't see SPY trending a lot, to be honest. So that's what we saw, and eventually this came in because of the news of rumors of interest rate hike, basically. Well, I don't know whether that's true or not. I believe it's not. If it was, then that would have continued down. So it's just talks, I think. I don't see much of a great potential moves on SPY. Now, if that's the case, then big names like Apple, Teslas, and your other big names might not trend as much as we want it to. So keep that in mind. That's your SPY. Levels to watch on SPY. I don't really have very specific levels, but 4, 6, 7, 30 seems to be a stronger level, in my opinion. Right, 4, 6, 7, 30 is right here. In fact, yesterday's close, so that matches up with yesterday's close. Let's get to our main watch list. Mara. So this is a crypto blockchain related stock. Mara, Riot, all that, which follows Bitcoin basically. So yesterday Bitcoin was down. That's why you see Mara being down like this. So relatively very weak compared to others, in my opinion. Let's look into Riot actually. Yeah, as you can see, Riot is relatively strong, but still it's actually closed very strongly red, right? And if I was to short, it'd probably be Mara because that's showing the relative weakness compared to others, right? So I think it's all based off of Bitcoin, guys. These follow very closely Bitcoins. So if Bitcoin starts to BTC starts to bounce, they're gonna start to bounce, and if it starts to wash off, then they're gonna. So we'll have to watch this. If you're watching these blockchains, you must watch your Bitcoin chart with it. So to get that Bitcoin chart, you can actually go to TradingView or any other charting packages. I'm pretty sure most of the charting packages offer this. BTC USD, that's your chart there for a daily Bitcoin chart. As you can see, yesterday was a red day, hence we saw this. Okay, so watching Mara, Riot on the side with Bitcoin, just in case if Bitcoin starts to go crazy. Either way. So we've got GGPI. We've been watching this for the last few days. In my opinion, I did trade it yesterday with some decent gains. Not crazy, but enough. But it chopped around too much, and I think it's a bit overextended. Correction might be due, but my level that I'm watching is 15s, guys. If it starts to trade over it and holds, I'm going to be watching for longs, and if it stays the way it is, possible shorts might be there as well. So either way, I'm not strongly biased on it. All I think is it's a little bit overextended. Right, EVGO. EVGO is also EV, just like GGPI. GGPI is, by the way, Polestar, and EVGO is also related to EVs and a sector. This sector is hot these days, and as you can see, we've had a move from 8s, 9s, all the way to 20s. That's crazy moves, right? Over 100% in about what, a week or so. I did expect a little bit of a pullback, which was yesterday, and I traded it really nicely, shorting. I believe I started it right here. Yeah, I think I started here, and then I might have added here, and then it took some off, and my final exit was here. So quite a bit of move I caught on this, which was expected from yesterday, red day. Now the continuation comes in will depend on the sector itself. If it starts to fade off, then another continuation to the red day might come in. So the level to watch might be the 16s. Let's have a look intraday here. Right. Yes, 16 is the level to watch. Much stronger level compared to the others. As you saw here, here, most of the time. Bounce, bounce, bounce. So quite a strong level at 16. So if it starts to take that out, which it did actually, it's gapping down under it. So it's showing clear sign of weakness, to be honest. And now if it starts to pop around the 1560s, 77s, even 16s, and if it starts to hold, there might be another potential short entry. So I'm a bit short biased again on EVGO and probably other EVs as well. Laser, I think is earnings related. A few days ago there was earnings and it's popping up. This stock has had some moves in the past, as you can see. It's a previous runner. Let me just clear this. As you can see, I've been watching it, I've been trading it on these moves as well, with some success. And I'm going to be watching this. If it starts to take that 22s out and starts to take over, start to trend over the highs, yesterday's close and the highs, right? 22 is the level to watch on this. So I'm going to keep that in mind. 22, if it starts to trade over it, then I'm going to be a bit long biased on it. If not, then we'll look to probably short it if it does give us a nice setup. All right. BA yesterday came in with some good news as well as some bad news, and the bad news was also already priced into the market, guys. I think the bad news was decision about their. Let me see if I can find it here. Now, so this is the good news, guys. Boeing secures 726 million jet order for Air Tanzania, and there was other good news as well with it. So the slight negative news actually didn't really bother it. I mean, look at this. So there's quite a lot of good news behind it. Yeah, so it's got some decent catalyst behind it, what it's doing. So I think there might be a continuation coming into BA. If it starts to take out yesterday's close, which is around 2-3, which already is trading above it. So if it stays that way, I'll be a bit long biased on it, on BA, for a possible continuation. So if we do get anywhere long, then I would suggest 235 to keep an eye on, and then we've got some room towards 240. So that's your BA. We talked about laser. MTTR is I've only kept MTTR. I've only kept an alert around 28. That's where I'm interested in it, guys. It's popping. It's had its earnings earlier last week or so. It's popping with good volume as well. So if it starts to take out that 28, that's when I'll be interested in it. Otherwise, maybe I won't trade it, because it's not one of those that I'm going to be shorting aggressively as well. So because it's not really done much. MRAM, by the way, is looking good today as well. Yesterday was I did talk about this in the pre-market watch list video. Unfortunately, I didn't really trade it. There was opportunities to trade it to the upside. I was mentioning, guys, this is a continuation play. Watch 11s if 11s hold. I think I was talking about 11s. Yeah, I remember 11s, and if it starts to take out the 11s, then yeah, that's your strength coming in. And quite clearly over here, that broke out with really decent volume and stayed above it. Now, if you had missed it, always on the pullback as well, you could have taken anything to the long side. So quite a decent R's on it. Quite a good potential for a big massive rewards was there. So today I don't think the third day might be as big as these. So it's gonna try to exhaust itself a little bit. I think it's a bit overextended as well. We're talking from 7s, 650s to 13s all the way. So there should be a pullback coming into this. So I'm going in with a little bit of a short bias on MRAM. Woozy. I just kept it. It's my sub watch. It's on the side. I'm watching this. My level that I'm paying attention to is 1430s, right? 1430s right here. What I'm thinking is if it starts to hold that level, it could actually start to pop and start to, just continue its upward momentum. Recently, it's been bouncing from its lows and it's taken the key level here, 1350s, and it's staying above that. That's quite important to me. And also with the earnings as well, is starting to go a little bit, gain a bit of momentum to the upside. So I'm a bit long biased on it. And if it stays, if it follows what I expected it to do, then I probably might be able to swing it as well if it holds up over 15s anytime this week. So Woozy's daily is great for a potential swing idea. TRT, what did I write about this? TRT has moved from 5 all the way to 8. So quite a bit of move, guys, in one single day. This stock doesn't move, so yesterday there must have been news behind it that moved it like that, right? And I think it might be something to do with earnings. Yeah, it's probably earnings as well. It's not showing on my Think or Swim platform, but it's probably earnings. Q1 reserve hosting. Okay, yeah, it is earnings, so that's good. We could have some earnings play on it as well. So let me just put it on earnings plays. Perfect. Okay, so TRT is earnings. Just write it down. Okay. Right. So TRT, I am a little bit long biased on it because it closed up quite strong. Not as strong as I would have liked it. I should have, it should have stopped, closed at the top 80%. If I was to be quite strongly biased to the long side on it. I am still long side biased on it. As long as it's taking out the 7s, I will consider taking longs on it. TRT. Right. Shorts, unless it gives me a really decent setup for the shorts, I probably wouldn't take shorts on it because it's the way it's sort of held, it's move up. I don't think even if it does sort of come back down, there might not be multiple R's on it that we look for. TTD, guys, TTD. We have been watching this. Some of us has been trading this really nicely. Really decent moves from after its earnings, and really decent strong moves. But yesterday also I was watching this around 100 on my pre-market video. I did mention 100, guys. Keep an eye on that. If it starts to break and hold 100, which yesterday it did, right here, so comes back under and then breaks that 100 and then holds it perfectly, beautifully. Right here, guys, breaks it, comes back. That's your 100 level. It just can't get any better than this. Look at that, to the tick, and starts to bounce off of it. Now you don't have to take the bounce. You can just wait for it to show you clear signs, which is basically another green, and it takes out the recent highs. That's your entry. and then maybe even add on the high of daybreak. So beautiful, beautiful. This is probably the cleanest I've seen when it comes to continuation plays. Right, so that's your TTD. But having said that, now I'm a bit short biased on it. I will consider shorts to be a little bit more, profit, a little bit more profitable, in my opinion, because I think it's a bit overextended, and wash or a pullback day could bring in some decent trades. So short biased a little bit, but I'm not going to ignore that it is quite strong. DLTR, again, I don't know why it's gapped up and also held really strongly. Let me have a look. Where is it? So Dollar Tree is it's really not specific news about it. It's probably the sector. Well, anyways, so basically I really don't have to find out the catalyst behind it. It's just showing me clear sign of strength. That's all I need to know. Now the problem also with the catalyst, reading the news behind it, and you don't want to be paying too much attention to why it's moved up. You want to know, of course, quite clearly, what's the reason for these kind of moves, but you want to also just keep it on the side, right? Don't try to not make decisions based off of those, um, because that could give you a very, very strong biased opinion, and you're just going to be stuck on one of those trades that you're going to keep on saying this is too strong, this is too strong. Once it starts to wash off or gives you weakness, you will not see the weakness because you have too much of a strong bias. So I do read the news. I want to know why it's moved up, but chart will tell you guys. You see, it's gapped up, held this gap, and is holding its green move. So that in itself is showing strength to me. So going into this, I am quite long biased on it. If it starts to take out 130 especially, 130 needs to get taken out, and if it starts to hold, this could bring in some continuation. FOSL, I did mention yesterday, guys, it chopped around a little bit, no volume on it. I'm going to remove it from the watch list because it just didn't do it for me. This was the box that I was watching, the chop zone, and I said, look, if it starts to take that out, there could be some potential entries. Having a look at the volume on this yesterday, I just left it alone because it's definitely not worth keeping something like this on the chart on your watch list. So FOSL is gone. That's pretty much it for the main watch, and we have got our gaps. Now these gap list is gonna change, guys, because this is too early for me, and these can change. I'll add this or delete some of these and post the updated version of the watch list in the Discord. So do check that before going into the live stream, which will be 9:15 EST. So KZR is actually gapped up nicely. I believe probably because of earnings. Oh no, actually there's a phase 2 result catalyst there. Now these ones I really don't trust, guys. Phase 2 result is the catalyst. There might be some positive results, but phase 2s usually have kind of like a fade off on it. So I expect a bit of a fade off coming in. In fact, I'm a bit short biased on this, guys. I really don't think this gap is gonna hold. It's already showing sign of weakness, anyways. So KZR short biased. REE, not a great. This is not a great gap, guys. It's just not for me. Earlier it looked alright. Over here it was trading, and I thought, okay, well, if this brings volume and if it starts to hold above 4.8, it could attack fives. And if it does that, and if it starts to hold above 5, then that could be a nice decent bounce plays on the beaten down stock. So I'm going to remove this, not for me. And then we've got Exxon. Exxon has had this gap is because of the earnings, positive earnings, I believe. And this could bring in some decent opportunities as well, guys. Massive gap, as you can see, from 167s all the way to 200s. Now 200 is a big level here, so it's actually trading above that, so that's a clear sign. If it starts to hold that, then yeah, that could start to continue to trend higher, because it seems like it's quite a good positive result on the earnings, right? Exxon. And then on the side, guys, I'm watching EVs as well, all the EVs. And then earnings plays are we've got that I don't really care that much about. MRAM, yes, we did talk about that. Exxon, we did talk about that. And TRT as well, we did talk about, right? So that's pretty much it for the watch list. The main one on the EVs I'm watching is EVGO and GGPI. That's all I need to watch. Maybe even others like NEO, if it starts to show some sort of strength or weakness coming in. Like Plug, for example, could be a decent watch as well for a possible shorting opportunity. But we'll see. Anyways, if the sector for EVs are showing some strength, then we can look into some longs. If they're showing weakness, we can look to short some of those. That's pretty much it. And also I'm watching on the side the cannabis sector as well. They've been getting some attention lately. As you can see, yesterday wasn't really, it was a bit choppy. Gaps up, for example, Tilray gaps up, and look at that price action. It's just horrible, really bad price action. I don't like to see that on a stock, so I'm just gonna keep it on the side, just in case if they start to run, right? I'm not really crazy about these at the moment, but on the side. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. I will see you in the live stream. Best of luck, and come to the live stream at 9:15 EST, guys. See you there. Cheers, guys.